pasa, gente? Bienvenidas, bienvenidos a los juegos del Tito. Estamos aquí un día más con Genshin Impact. Y bueno, estamos aquí, como dijimos, en la maratón esta que vamos a hacer de las misiones del Arconte. A ver si me diera mi tiempo para hacer el evento ese que os comenté en el vídeo anterior. Así que nada, vamos a seguir. Ve al lugar que dijo Melus. A ver si acabamos, por lo menos, y de una vez, el acto 2. El objetivo está en este área. Busca la entrada de la fábrica de Sinte. Es verdad que teníamos que entrar en una fábrica que, en teoría, está llena de monstruos y de bichos y de enemigos. Así que nada, ¿qué tal estáis? Espero que estéis muy bien. Ya sabéis, como os digo siempre, que si os está gustando, os podéis parar un segundín para dejarme likes, comentarios, suscribiros al canal si no lo estáis, que es gratuita, y todas esas cosas. Así que nada, espero que seáis tan fans como yo de Genshin Impact. Y por aquí seguimos. A ver si algún día encontramos a nuestro hermano. Vamos, Moria, sprinta. Sprinter Cell. Joder, con el objetivo está en esta zona, macho. Esto a lo mejor hay que romper algunas plantas de estas o algo. Ah, míralo, ahí está. Habla con Paimon. Bajo el agua. Finally, this place.
You're right. An important place like this is bound to have a ton of protective measures and Navia's probably arguing up a storm right now to stall for us.
Mientras tanto, en la ópera de la epíclasis. Libertad, caballeros. Estos están con otro juicio. Es verdad que iban a juzgar a Tartaglia.
Do you accept the charge that you are the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
To be perfectly honest, I don't understand your country's complicated court system, or the reason why I'm being charged with something I've never even heard of. However, I did hear that people who have been charged can choose to participate in a duel to clear their name, in which case, as long as I accept the charge, I can have an all-out fight with that champion duelist Clorend, right? I've got to admit, that's one of the most enticing offers I've ever received. When I privately sparred with her last time, she was obviously holding back.
Hey, don't you understand? You're currently the prime suspect for a major case.
Es que todo lo absurdo de la situación, o sea, un país que tienen un juicio cada día, que es que les encanta, es como aquí en España que nos vamos a tomar cañas a las 2 de la tarde, pues esto es que hacen un juicio, venga, el juicio diario. Y entonces, si aceptan los cargos, te bates en un duelo. Y si lo ganas, eres libre. O sea, vosotros fijaros lo absurdo de la lógica de la situación.
Then why don't you duel me too? I'm the kind of student that learns best in the heat of battle.
No.
Alas, it would appear that communication with the defendant is going poorly. In that case, let me explain everything from the very beginning again.
That case had nothing to do with him. Huh? What's going on?
Why is she interjecting again?
I told you it couldn't be one of the Fatui harbingers.
Miss Navia, this is the second time you've interrupted the court proceedings. But that was an exception rather than standard court protocol. I can...
Oh, please. Did you ever think I had any respect for this place's pointless theatrics? We can put that discussion aside for now. I'm not here to argue with you. And if my charges prove true, then Tartaglia here will be proven innocent by default.
Oh, a young lady has charged in and offered to clear my name. How fascinating. So, Your Honor, Is there nothing else for me to do now?
You may take a seat for now in the audience, but that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been lifted.
Siéntese con el público.
Now then, Miss Navia, who is the person you would like to charge instead?
Es que es lo que ha dicho Navia, es que es una farsa. O sea, es que este país es una farsa entera. Coge una prueba, ¿eh? ¿A quién dijimos? A Marcel, ¿no?
Marcel, the head of confrérie of Cabriere. Huh? What confrérie?
I've heard of them, but weren't they Spina di Rosula's sister organization?
Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
Please let me remind you, Miss Navia, that charging someone is an incredibly serious matter. And if the charge fails, depending on the circumstances, you may also be charged with the crime.
Yes, I do.
In that case, I declare the charge to be valid. Miss Navia and attorneys, please take your places on the court. Members of the guards, please contact Mr. Marcel right away so that he may stand trial.
Pero dice, declaro válida su acusación. Ahora, siéntense. Llamen al señor Marcel, pero vamos a ver, si acusas a alguien tienes que tener pruebas, digo yo. O sea, tú vas a la policía, tendrás que tener alguna prueba.
Mr. Marcel, you will not require an attorney. Is that correct?
Apologies, sir. It all just happened so quickly. I still haven't figured out what's going on. I think an attorney won't be necessary. This is probably just a misunderstanding between me and Navia.
Very well. In that case, since both sides have now arrived, Miss Navia, please present your charges.
I would like to take everyone back to 3 years ago, to the case of Callus the Unfaithful. Only through elucidating what really happened in that case can...
Navia, do you really think that I was the one who killed your father? Come on, why would I do that? Callus was my benefactor, and remember both you and I only ran to the scene when we heard the sound of a gun. If that's enough to make me a suspect, wouldn't that make everyone at that banquet a suspect as well?
I think there's no point in getting into the specifics right now.
Exactly correct, Your Honor. I must refresh everyone's memory about that case before I can explain my charge and reasoning.
I see. In which case, I will recount the findings about that case as originally recorded by Maison Gardiennage. On the day of the murder, Spina di Rosula hosted a large banquet in a countryside
Bueno, ya
estate
empezamos
owned
otra
by
vez
the
con esto de
confrérie of
los...
Cabriere.
Qué mal se me da esto, macho. Los invitados en un banquete que se celebraba en la casa de campo de la cofradía Cabriere.
During the
Cabriere.
banquet, all attending guests heard 2 gunshots from the court. When the guests arrived at the scene, they found the primary suspect, Callus. The guards'
Vale.
investigation did not recover any other firearms from the scene. As a result, they concluded that
Vale.
the suspect did not dispute this conclusion, and also declined to defend himself in court.
Okay.
Callus was defeated by champion duelist Clarand in the ensuing duel. These are the known facts about the case.
The one with the motive to kill was Jacques, not my father. And even so, Jacques still had no reason to pull the trigger. In truth, the third person shot Jacques first, and was shot in turn by my father when my father seized the gun from him. After that, the true culprit turned the third person into water, erasing all traces of him.
Qué follón, tío. No,
Thank
no
you
es
for
que
the
no estoy
summary,
pillando
Your
nada,
Honor.
tío.
Of course, the guard's conclusion appeared quite sensible to us at the time. However, we should revisit the case now that we've gained new information about the abilities of water from the
Madre mía, a ver. Encontrar contradicciones. Todavía hemos estado reunidos en la casa de campo. Encontrar contradicciones. La prueba en relación con que se celebra el banquete que podría refutar este argumento es... Él también estaba presente en el banquete y puede corroborar que Callus no llevaba consigo ningún arma. Análisis del sospechoso... Pero refutar el qué? Que estaban todos reunidos en el banquete, pero si eso es un hecho, ¿no?
Something's not...
Pues es algo que no cuadra, yo que sé. Yo esto ya te lo juro que no lo entiendo, macho. Pues vale. A ver, se escuchan 2 disparos. Menos mal que por lo menos el juego te lo va a resolver él solo al final. Porque... Mira, ahí está. Ah, lo sabía, si es que lo sabía desde el principio. Lo que pasa es que no lo he querido decir para darle más emoción y eso.
Hoping to seek the latter's protection. Unfortunately for Jacques, the true culprit had already considered this possibility and had sent out another assassin.
O sea, entonces había 2 asesinos, ¿o cómo es esto? ¡Toma! ¡Vamos ganando! ¡Vamos ganando! Testigos llegaron a la escena del crimen. Vamos a ver, tú mismo, no cuadra. Tú mismo, no cuadra. Esta ya está, ¿no? Testimonio de la familia de Jace. No podemos volver a decirlo. ¡Toma!
Then turned to shoot Callus, only for Callus to wrestle the gun from him and kill him instead.
Ahora sí que vamos a ganar, pero vamos, estamos aquí ya, vamos. Relación de los hechos. Tú, no. Tú, no. Este ya está, y tú, ¡toma! ¡Hemos acertado! Somos como Sherlock Holmes, tío. O sea, lo deducimos todo, ¿eh? Lo deducimos todo, macho. Que tiemble el criminal.
Since it was raining that day, the culprit was confident that they could use the rain to wash away all traces of their dissolved accomplice.
¿Qué te parece?
Realizing this, the true culprit caused the hired assassin to dissolve into water, leading everyone to believe Callus was responsible for Jacques' murder. This is the true version of events.
Toma ya, toma ya, toma ya. Qué bestias pardas de la investigación somos, macho.
So that's what happened. Wait, you're telling me something as dangerous as water from the primordial sea has been...
What a great theory. It also explains Callus's and Jacques' respective motives.
Mr. Marcel, you are the one being charged with the crime. You should...
Ah, but I think I agree with everything Navia just said. In fact, there was nothing in her speech that directly implicated me.
Then, may I ask some questions? 1. Do you have the evidence to back up your claims?
I'm afraid not. At least not at...
Boo! If you don't have any evidence, you should just go home!
I may not have the evidence with me, but I know where I could go to collect it. We should be able to find a match. Considering the serial disappearances case, the guards probably kept careful records of all missing persons from around that time.
That makes sense to me. Monsieur Neuvillette.
Why do I feel like Farina's acting a little differently today?
La Arconte Furina, yo sigo diciendo, desde que la hemos conocido hace ya varios episodios, que no, que encierra algo, oculta algo.
Alternatively, she's become more diligent after charging an innocent citizen in the last trial.
Es que parece como muy frívola, como muy infantil, como si no le importara nada. Y eso en un Arconte, pues hombre, es un poco sospechoso, ¿no?
Then why didn't Mr. Callus explain himself in court? If he had testified that a person had been dissolved.
I've thought about this too, and the answer is actually pretty simple. The dissolving power of water from the primordial sea. My father could have exposed it for all to see, but at that time, Spina di Rosula was in dire straits, and his reputation had already been shattered. He had no guarantee that going forward with the truth would allow the culprit to be brought to justice. What was certain, however, was that it would paint a gigantic target on my...
Boss once told me that Demoiselle had already been selected as the next target of the serial disappearances case.
What?
If the secret had gotten out, the culprit would have fought an all-out war with Espina right there and then. I wouldn't have been the only one in danger. Of course, the guards might eventually figure out the truth of the matter and determine that we were in the right. But what good would that do? How can a hollow verdict protect anyone? Had this opera house ever given my father any kind of confidence in its brand of justice? But by staying silent, we retain the ability to deter our opponents and continue the stalemate. I was able to become Spina di Rosula's president, which made me harder to target, as well as giving me more time to grow and learn. And once I have figured out the truth and stepped up to the challenge, I will do what this opera house cannot, and
So, you mean to say...
That's right.
Do you have any proof?
Of course. All you need is to ask his opponent. I don't need your apology, your guilt, or your support from the shadows. You don't have to do anything for my sake. But since he entrusted his will to you, Clarand, you should tell us the truth about his sacrifice.
So... During the duel, did you believe that Callus was intending to die?
Yes, I did. As a champion duelist, I've fought many battles and taken a countless number of dishonored lives in my line of work. I've seen all kinds of people give their all for the faintest hope to continue living. Just one look and I can tell if a duelist is hoping to live or if they're looking to die. I hereby swear on my name and honor as a champion duelist that Mr. Callus never intended to leave the ring alive.
Since that's your testimony, I have no more questions.
I concur. However, Miss Navia, you still have not explained the link between your father's case and the serial disappearances.
Right? What she said was fascinating, but
Wait, weren't they just talking about the serial disappearances case?
Of course, Your Honor. The two cases are connected via a matter of timing. In my father's case, the culprit intended to kill both Jacques and Callus. And at the end of Linny's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of everyone. The culprit could only time their actions so precisely if they were already at the scene. Coincidentally, Marcel attended both the banquet and...
So that's why you suspected me. Even after hearing your reasoning, I'm used to it, though. You've always been an impulsive and sentimental child, Navia. It's
no need to appeal to pathos.
I won't try to refute your points one by one, but even if everything you just said was true, on top of that, does a person have to be physically present to control the timing?
Well, I don't know what she can say to that.
I know that even with that, you might still think you can reduce the list
Bueno,
of
otra vez
suspects
vamos
with
a
some
tener que
further
refutar.
investigations until I'm the only one left on the list.
Con nuestras
Alas,
incuestionables
you won't
dotes
feel at
de
least a little hurt
sabueso.
by an accusation of murder from a girl you see as your own daughter. But if I were to dismiss this completely, you'd also think I'm not being considerate of your feelings. Do you know what the biggest
Mira,
flaw in
bonita.
your reasoning is?
I suppose you're gonna tell me anyways.
It's timing again. I'm a businessman by trade. From that standpoint, there's no reason for me to kidnap young women. In addition,
Porque eso no
I
me
left
aporta
my
ningún
home in Snezhnaya
beneficio,
when I was
secuestrar
young to
mujeres.
come to Poisson and work in some trade. My business only thrived when I received Callus's patronage.
Ah, que es de Snezhnaya. Snezhnaya. Algún día aprenderé a decirlo bien. Snezhnaya. O sea, que me da a mí que este es un fatui.
But the
Vamos.
disappearances began before I ever
Apostaría
set
el
foot
dedo
in
meñique
Fontaine.
del pie izquierdo.
I do apologize, demoiselle. This was...
No, it's not your fault.
Is there anything else you'd like to say? Would you like to check the date of my first business license against the... You can also take a look at my border entry records, or ask my friends and family when I left Snezhnaya for the... Could those records and testimonies do something to appease the unspeakable anguish in your heart?
Seems like she got the wrong guy. At this rate, Navia will be convicted for falsely accusing him.
I think you've done a superb job of dissecting your father's feelings as he neared the end of his life. But aren't you going against all of his wishes and expectations right now? He wished for you to become more rational, collected, and conscientious. Once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings, and to stop rushing headlong into things.
This isn't just about me, and it never has been. The biggest difference between me and the rest of the victims, the people whose families were destroyed by synth abuse, the people who lost their loved ones to the serial disappearances, Many people's images are flashing before my eyes. And whose image do you see? Is it a man named Vache?
Huh.
Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even...
I was waiting for you to say that.
Bueno, por fin volvemos a la acción. A ver si podemos este episodio zurrar unos cuantos traseros. Patear unos cuantos traseros. Madre mía, con los juicios. Esto es como la típica serie de estar de abogado, macho, y de juicios. A ver, vamos para allá. Pom, 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 pom. Prom. ¿Esto qué es? Portal de resurrección activado. Ah, qué bueno, o sea que estamos... Vale, estamos... Ajustes de equipo. Vamos ahí con el equipo tradicional. Por fin podemos zurrar unas cuantas badanas.
You're in for a little shock. Come a little closer. You're in for a little shock.
Pillamos el 10% de ataque, aunque solo dura 10 segundos, pero bueno. Ah, bueno, hay que tocar esto. Vale.
Whoa! The floor is going up! Is it because of this mechanism in the middle? That guy really prepared a lot of stuff for this place.
Porque ahora no se puede cambiar el equipo, ¿no? No, vale. No, digo porque me podía haber puesto a las waifus. No te me bajes ahora, hombre. Estaba hablando, joder. Ahora subes otra vez. Vale. Eso no se puede romper ni nada, ¿no? Vale. Trae para acá, que es mío. Esta es la famosa fábrica de Sinte. Sin tecnología punta. Portal de resurrección. No podemos ya reconfigurar el equipo, ¿no? Hombre, si volvemos atrás a lo mejor sí. Digo porque ya estáis o estaréis un poco aburridos de este equipo, de verme tras 300 episodios con este equipo, por ir cambiando un poco, ¿no? Yo ya ahora que he aprendido a, pues, un poco a manejar a otros equipos, insisto, después de 300 episodios. Bueno, pero es que esto... No, porque el equipo de la waifus no tiene cura. Entonces, son lo suficientemente buenas y fuertes como para cagarse lo que salga. O sea, pero si sale el típico bicho gigante super chungo, no sé qué, o sea, si nos sale, por ejemplo, a fin de cuentas, tened en cuenta que estamos en la... A fin de cuentas, tened en cuenta, fíjate, qué redundante soy. ¡Uy, que me caigo! Tened en cuenta que estamos en la misión principal, en la que nos puede salir desde un nobil hasta una señora, hasta un dragón devlin. Entonces, si nos aparece ahora, que no creo, porque eso siempre suele aparecer en los últimos actos, pero si nos apareciera ahora un bicharraco de esos, no tendríamos cura con el otro equipo. Así que vamos a ir a lo seguro. No te quedes en los mecanismos, Moria. Ya sé que es ahí debajo, pero es que estoy viendo porque aquí, por ejemplo, hay una puerta. Una puerta que no se puede abrir. ¿Hay un bicho? Ah, no, son plantas. Eso hay que romperlo, vale. Necesitamos un pez de estos. Rompe este. Tú mismo, ven para acá. Me he equivocado. Me he equivocado. Dame tu habilidad. Gracias. Bien. ¿Algo más que se pueda romper? ¿Algún cofre? No, ¿no? No dejemos nada. ¿Es una puerta? No. La 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 la. Pom 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 pom. ¿Esto qué hace? Quita el tapón de la bañera, ¿no? Ah, no, en realidad está subiendo el nivel del agua. Vale. No seas negativa, Paimon. Las cosas una después de otra. Todo a la vez no. Primero una y luego otra. Volvemos a la típica biblioteca de estas de Fontaine.
Let's dance. Come a little closer.
No me congeles, por favor. No me congeles, por favor. No me congeles, por favor.
Try not to enjoy this too much. Get them. I'll protect us.
¿Ya está? Vale. No. Aquí no hay ningún libro que se pueda robar ni nada. Vale. De momento, el diseño de los dominios de Fontaine es bastante parecido en general en todos, ¿eh? O sea, mucha agua, muchos libros, muchas puertas que se abren. Quiero decir, la primera vez fue original, pero este es el tercero o cuarto ya. Y son todos muy parecidos, entonces también se lo pudiera haber currado un pelín más, ¿no? Esto es donde estábamos, creo, ¿no? Lo que pasa es que ahora se nos ha abierto esta puerta. ¿Es posible? No estoy diciendo tonterías, ¿no? Dale, sí. O quizá no, pero vamos. Ah, no, espérate, que ahora tenemos que subir ahí. O sea, sí que esto es, ¿ves? Donde estábamos. Entramos ahí, activamos eso, se abrió esa puerta. Dos puertas. ¿Por qué hay dos puertas? ¿Dan al mismo sitio? Sí. Anda. Vale, pues nada. Pero vamos a seguir aquí. Es el que nos está diciendo. Pero vamos, por fin un poquito de acción, macho, porque joder. Estaba ya de los juicios hasta los juicios de Nuremberg. ¿Por qué me sale ahí? Me sale ahí porque... ¿Por qué es ahí? ¿Por qué es ahí? Esto es agua, no, no es agua. Estamos como en un acuario, macho. Solo necesito un poco de acción. Tinky tinky tin 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 tin. Perdón. Uy, quedó bicharracos ahí. Hola, señores Mecha. Adiós, señores Mecha. Qué brutita es la Moria, macho. Qué brutita es la Moria. Por ahí he venido, ¿no? Sí. Vale, no hay ningún cofre ni nada. Vale. Anda, mira. Mira qué chulo. Mira qué chuli. Tararatuli.
After all that, we finally made it to the innermost sanctum.
Bueno, tampoco ha sido tanto, Paimon.
The mastermind isn't here. That's right. Then let's hurry up and find some evidence so we can get back to the opera house and...
Venga, vale. Ok. Busca pistas en la fábrica de Sinte. Objetos varios.
What's all this? Pink accessories, a hair tie, a necklace, even a makeup box. Oh, Paimon sees it too, but why are all the... Huh? You mean the girls from the serial disappeared?
Pues hombre, es una deducción razonable, Paimon. Eso es. Pues que ha secuestrado a muchas. Pero no lo vas a coger como pruebas. Y entonces, ¿cómo vamos a ayudar a Navia en el juicio? A tontas, que sois unas atontas. Las dos, botellas.
Whoa! There's so much synth here! And so many bottles of ingredients that probably just contain the waters of... Mixing in progress. Whoa! There's even fruit-flavored synth? Yep, it's super obvious.
Pues no te la bebas. La de sabor a frutas, que tú eres capaz. Mesa de experimentación.
What's this over here? Looks like some kind of place for research. Experiment number 16 aims to verify Jacob Ingold's research conclusions on the primordial sea. The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea. Female specimens... Sorry, traveler. Paimon will try her best. How could someone write something that terrible in such a manner?
Si vieras la vida real, lo que hacían los nazis y lo documentaban también, sí, con toda la frialdad del mundo. No solo los nazis, muchos otros, pero vamos. La realidad supera la ficción, Paimon. Ya te lo digo yo. Baché.
Isn't that the name you heard by the fountain? Paimon thought he was an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. You mean Vache is the one who did all of these... experiments? So that's it! Vache was no victim. No, that's not it either. If that's the case, why would he... In any case, Paimon will write it all down.
Vale. Mira que todavía nos queda una pista. Que todavía he visto por aquí antes una pistica que brillaba en el otro lado de la habitación, allí. Y que yo vea o que yo sepa es la última, ¿no? Porque esto... hay un estanque. Esto lo vamos a dejar para el final por si acaso. Estantería.
Nothing escapes Detective Paimon's eye. Callus. Navia's father.
Anda, un informe de investigación sobre el padre. Y Calas, porque no se fiaba de que Jake fuera capaz de completar la misión. Qué complicado es este caso, macho. ¿Qué más pone?
We still have not determined the old dog's a real menace to deal with. He can act whenever he wants to make our lives miserable. I concur. Let's send someone to kill him.
Vale.
Oh, seems like we've got a bunch of correspondence between the higher-ups.
Vale. Venga, que ya nos queda solo el estanque este. En el estanque daurado. Qué observadora eres, Paimon.
That means this is where they make all the synth. And if you dilute it with normal water, you'll get synth. But the pure stuff can dissolve a human. Paimon will take notes on this incriminating evidence.
Vale. Pues ya está, ¿no? Ya está todo.
We've looked at almost everything here, and it seems like our theories were... Yeah. We haven't found anything that reveals... No wonder even Neuvillette wasn't able to find anything. That way, even if we bring all this back to the opera, we won't be able to identify the true culprit. Sure thing.
Pues venga, vamos a seguir buscando. Busca pistas sobre Batcher, Larali, Lolilo, Lache. Esto ya lo hemos visto todo, ¿no? Esto es el estanque este. Espérate, no hay más, ¿no? No hay nada más así que se pueda investigar. Pues habrá que volver, ¿no? Aquí ya hemos visto las 3 pistas estas. O sea, las 2 pistas estas. Mira, esta creo que no la... Sí, esta es la primera. Los objetos. Que decía que eran muy bonitos y eso. Imagino yo que hay que volver. Anda, pues no. Pom, pom. Creo que haya que escalar por algún sitio de estos. Pues algo muy obvio se me está escapando, ¿eh? Algo muy obvio se le está escapando a mis instintos detectivescos. Ya, pero es que como no me indiques algo... O sea, ni me das una esta, ni me das una pista, ni ninguna cosa que brille, ni nada de nada, pues... No sé por qué dices que tiene que estar aquí. Algo se me está escapando aquí. Ojo al dato. ¿Qué es lo que se me está escapando? Además que es que los dominios tampoco escala nada. Esto ya lo hemos mirado, los objetos varios. Ah, o sea que había que volver a mirar los objetos varios. Vaya, coño, esto es nuevo, esta mecánica. Sí. Venga, echa un vistazo. Un diario de amor. Mira esta página. Lujdit.
So many. A whole page's worth. The final name she decided on, Marcel.
Ah, Marcel, vale. Lo que yo decía es casi lo mismo.
But Marcel's pretty old. Has this case...
Ya tengo la respuesta.
Hey!
Te lo explico de camino. Vámonos. Esta moria es más lista. Es más lista que... Venga, vamos rápidamente. No sé si me va a dar tiempo. Supongo que este es el final de este acto. Ahora llegamos, presentamos las pruebas, detienen a Marcel y se acaba, imagino, se acaba el acto, pero no sé si nos va a dar tiempo. Vamos a tener que extender el vídeo.
Do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vacher? Oh.
Sí, pero esto ya lo hemos visto. Toma ya.
As expected of my part.
Just how often do you intend to flout the rules of this?
It's all right, Monsieur Neuvillette. Given their confidence, I expect they've found the crucial evidence.
Buah, hemos encontrado todo. Dices que no conoces a Basher porque... Tenemos el cuaderno de Viñer.
But the truth of it, Marcel, is that you've always been Vacher.
Anda, la Moria hablando, joder, cómo me gusta las pocas veces que habla en el juego, macho.
We've investigated your lair and we already know everything. After your lover, Vignere, was dissolved, you kept abducting young women to experiment on the hopes of bringing her back to you. You even created Marcel as a new identity.
And so that's it. Even the villains in opera performances rarely go that far. And with that, Marcel's motive has now been established.
This information regarding your past, well, Marcel, do you know where you went wrong? You fixated your gaze on the lover that passed away. And so, you never noticed how we changed, or how we grew as in...
You also never understood Boss's real expectation.
Or our determination to see things through.
Bueno, pero venga, pero... ahorraos los juicios morales y esas cosas.
Do you really think I want to pay attention to you? What for? Have you ever paid attention to me?
Ni las justificaciones. No tiene usted palabra en el juicio, señor Marcel. No se ha pesado.
All those decades ago, even the officers from the Maison, they said there's no way a human being can turn into water. So I must have gone mad from grief. Well, now you know, don't you? Ha! Well, you only have yourselves to blame. You set up this ornate opera house in pursuit of your so-called justice.
Eso también es verdad. Ahí también estoy de acuerdo. Estos juicios son para regodearse un poco en la miseria de los demás. Bueno, ahora te la lágrima de cocodrilo. No, un whisky doble, si te parece.
Can't dissolve. Do you all see? I can't go. I did all of that. And in the end, I spent my entire life...
Joder, lo está confesando el tío, pero todo. En vez de decir que quiero un abogado. Y ya hablaremos después. Nada, el tío lo está confesando hasta... Está confesando hasta una pata que le pegó un perro hace 26 años.
Don't touch me. Don't anybody come near me. Vignere, please, Vignere. Don't think badly of me.
At this point, the verdict of this trial is clear. With Mr. Marcel's conviction,
Fine by me. I was in a bad mood, but after a show like that...
Traveler, please submit all the evidence you have collected to the guards, so that I might review and summarize the truth behind...
Vale.
The man now known as Marcel was originally named Vacher, and worked as an adventurer with his partner and lover, Vignere. During an underwater expedition, Vignere accidentally came into contact with water from the primordial sea, and was dissolved in front of Vacher learned of the primordial waters
Pero si más o menos ya hemos entendido la historia, tampoco hace falta que nos la sumarices ahora tú.
With the goal of discovering a method to restore Vignere back to cover his tracks. He invented the new alias of Marcel. During the course of his research, Vacher discovered that a diluted concoction of water from the primordial sea. However, as he accumulated wealth to fund his continued research and after exchanging blows with Spina di Rosula for many years, although the assassination did not go as Vacher expected, he was able... And
vale,
just
venga
recently,
que sí, pero si ya lo,
Vacher attempted to frame Linny
si lo hemos descubierto
as the
nosotras.
serial disappearances case. However, his attempt to frame Linny failed, and the power of water from the primordial sea became public knowledge.
Madre
Thus
mía.
concludes the enigmatic history of the serial disappearances case. The oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charge.
A ver, la analizadora.
According to the judgment of the oratrice mécanique d'analyse cardinale, Mr. Vacher is
Guilty.
guilty.
Guards! Take Vacher away.
Good. It's what he deserves.
With that,
The serial disappearances case is over now.
Y todo gracias a quién, a nosotras.
Thought the true culprit would be such a polite and well-spoken guy.
We help Navia bring the bad guy to justice! He's hurt so many innocent people and now... Huh? Are you okay?
Muchas gracias por ayudarme a descubrir la verdad. Venga, vamos. Venga, vamos. Venga, vale. Y este, a todo esto, ¿qué cojones hace aquí en Fontaine, macho? El nóbil. Nada, que pasaba por aquí y de pronto me empuran en un juicio. Acusado de asesinato.
Please wait just one moment, Mr. Tartaglia.
What now? None of this has anything to do with me.
According to court protocol, since this trial was initiated due to a charge against you,
¿qué? ¿Aplicar una sentencia a usted también porque este juicio cometido debido a unos cargos contra usted? O sea, eso es el colmo ya. Eso es el colmo. Eso es como si aquí te detienen, te llevan a la comisaría, te llevan a juicio y tal. Tú contratas a un abogado o lo que sea y demuestra que eres inocente. Entonces te sueltan y cuando te van a soltar te dice el juez: espera, que nos debes 600 euros porque el juicio estaba dedicado a ti. Si me han declarado inocente. Eso digo yo. Madre mía.
please respect the laws of Fontaine. This has always been the rule.
All right, but this sure is a lot of hassle. All I need to do is stand over there, right?
Through evidence presented in the public trial that was just held, it has been established that Mr. Tartaglia has no direct connection to the serial disappearances case. The guilty party has been identified, and thus it is logical to suppose Mr. Tartaglia is innocent of... We now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the final verdict.
Ahora ya, el colmo sería que dijera, el veredicto es, te toca limpiar todo el estrado.
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Mr. Tartaglia is...
non-guilty.
Guilty.
¿Ando?
Hey! That's not funny! What's with this verdict? Is your justice machine malfunctioning?
Huh? This has never happened before.
I mean, have you ever heard of an innocent Fatui Harbinger? Do you think the Oratrice might have just convicted him?
Ah, bueno, claro, sí. No. Eres culpable porque... No porque hayas secuestrado a 27 chicas, sino porque hace 10 años le pegaste una patada a un perro. Claro.
No matter what else he's guilty of.
The judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale is... Guards, please take the suspect into custody.
Bueno, pues el Tartaglia, como le toques mucho las orejitas, se lía hostias y se va solo. Míralo, ahí va.
So this is how justice is done in Fontaine. What a joke.
Eso digo yo. Qué ridículo es.
Well, I've got mine too.
Di que sí. Eres una paliza a todos. Child. Ya ves tú, a Tartaglia te lo vas a llevar toda la cárcel. Si no quiere él, ¿sabes? Pues claro, si es que le estáis tocando las orejas, pues claro. Qué guapo, tío. Qué guapa la cinemática, tío. Hostias. Ha llegado el juez.
I am sorry. If you have been wronged, we will find the truth. But the rules of the court must be upheld.
Joder, con el juez también, macho. Madre mía. Se hace Villar Tartaglia, macho. Joder. Bueno, pues no sé si aquí acaban todos o qué.
Apologies. This is also the first time I've encountered such a situation. However, all I do is follow court procedure. As for why the Oratrice arrived at the conclusion it did,
Pues
you should
vale,
probably
¿a quién
ask someone
le
more
vamos a
knowledgeable
preguntar?
than me.
Why are you looking? I don't know what happened there either.
What does Lady Farina mean by that?
She says she has no idea either?
Yeah, so are the verdicts reliable or not? Can results like this really be called justice?
My dearest citizens, did you really think? Don't tell me.
But the way she looked just now, it was pretty obvious she had no idea what was going on.
However, given the state of things, I shall give you an explanation. Of course, for every performance, there is a script. If you thought Child had nothing to do with the serial disappearances case, everything he's done, all shall be revealed in time. You will
Joder, tío, cómo están de zumbados en este país todos, macho.
Although I hate to leave things hanging in suspense.
Adiós.
So she chose to make her escape after all.
So you're saying we shouldn't...
She probably just put on that performance to save face. However, please be assured that I will continue to investigate this case in a...
All right.
Vale.
Even though we... After all, he's done plenty of bad stuff.
Pues no acabamos tampoco hoy, Sal de la ópera. No acabamos tampoco este acto en este episodio. Y al pobre Novael, macho, que pasaba por aquí y le han metido el marrón este.
Hey, what are you doing? Quick, stop him! Traveler! Hey, traveler!
¿Qué?
Marcel! What are you doing over here?
Stop resisting arrest! Cease, or we'll... No, wait! I just want to ask the traveler something. I'm not looking to run away. Please,
Vale.
please, just let me...
Algo
ask
tiene
this
que
one
decirnos,
small thing.
importante. Vamos a aguantar un poco, aunque se extienda un poco el vídeo.
Thank you. Thank you. I was being led away when I finally realized something. Where did you first hear the name Vacher? I erased all records of that name.
Are you still trying to prove your innocence? Give it up. You've already been convicted.
Really? You did? You
En la
Fountain
Fontana.
of Lucine? Then... Please give me a chance to talk to her again. Just let the traveler take me to the fountain to see her one last...
What? Give an inch and you want to take a mile? Do you think serial...
Paimon agrees.
This request, is it worth as much to you as...
Of course! Wait, no. It's worth...
Humans. Will they betray the instinct to live just to satisfy spiritual... Very well.
O sea, que este no es humano, entonces.
Your Honor,
I will go with him.
Thank you.
Lirari, lleva a Marcel a la plaza de Cataluña. Bueno, pues hombre, no sé lo que digo. Vamos a extenderlo un poquito más. Se nos va a ir a la hora o por ahí. Pero bueno, a ver si con esta última escena del Marcel viendo por última vez a su amada Bañer se acaba el acto. Y ya por lo menos avanzamos un paso más hacia el objetivo, Birmania. Pom 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 pom.
Is this the place? You said she's here, but what do I need to do to see her?
Había bebido agua del mar primigenio.
Yeah, and even Paimon could hear her after drinking that thing.
Vacher.
Mírala.
Ah!
Yes, that's it. So you heard it too.
Vinier, it's me! It's me, Vacher.
Vacher. Vacher.
I'm here! I'm here! Where are you, Vignier?
Hey, wait! Be careful! Hey!
Vignier, is that you? It's me, Vacher! Vignier!
Vacher, why did you come? Didn't I say? You look a lot old.
It's been more than 20 years, all this time. Only the thought of bringing you back has... I must be dreaming. Vignier, you are my everything. I really don't know how I...
But Vacher, if you ask me, if not for you, I would have finished my law degree and if not
Hostias,
for you,
toma.
I would have continued to pursue my love.
Toma. Patada en la boca.
At least have been able to take care of my mother. And it's all because of your selfish...
Madre mía.
Wait, you are not Vignier.
You're right. I am not Vignier.
Toma ya.
Every woman who died by your hand. As our bodies dissolved, our consciousness, our thoughts circulated endlessly within the primordial sea. I'm Cressy. I'm the only one I...
Why? But then...
She doesn't want to see you anymore.
Claro,
This is what
es
you
normal.
did for your selfishness.
Efectivamente.
Your selfishness robbed us of our lives. But did you ever consider whether she'd want to see you?
Ay, 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 eso digo yo. Ay, ay, ay.
A liar, a heartless murderer. The only thing you are not. From the moment your first victim died and her...
Claro. Es que el karma is a bitch.
No. Vignier.
You still don't understand. When I said, but on top of that, she also said that because... She said that because she knew that if you did come here, we will show no mercy to you. Vacher.
Hostias, los espíritus de las asesinadas. Esto va a ser peor que la condena que te estaba esperando. Joder. Se ha vuelto un juego de terror esto, ¿eh? Se ha vuelto un juego de terror esto. Su muerte se debió a un sobresalto extremo. Uah, después de eso pasan varios días. Joder, vaya giro ha pegado aquí la cosa, macho. Se ha vuelto hacia el thriller sobrenatural. Tin, 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 tin. Ahora queda la conclusión final, que es Navia diciéndonos gracias, muchas gracias, gracias a ustedes, gracias a vosotras, vamos a celebrarlo juntas, etcétera. Y de comprarse es un rollo.
Well met, partner. I knew something.
Even this weather can't put a damper on the...
It's a pleasure to see you both again.
Venga, vale. Sí, lo sabía yo, que nos quedaba esta conclusión final del acto.
Oh, now that I believe. I'm easy to work with and...
Sounds like you're really enjoying life these days now.
It's just been one thing after the other. Everyone from Spina di Rosula organized a memorial for my father. This time, though, everyone in Poisson.
So his name's definitely...
It's
Bien.
been the dearest wish.
That blasted stubborn...
Eso es.
by the
Happy
way,
ending.
I ran it... well, maybe...
Huh? So you know Charlotte too?
Yeah. Way back when I first became the president. I believe the story was called... To be fair, though, it was a really flattering... She was trying to lean on our friendship to get me to do an exclusive piece on the serial disappearances case.
Oh yeah, she told us about that.
Anyway, I told her to make sure that when she writes about you guys entering the...
Now that's another thing to look forward to.
Oh, and in other news...
Oh, are you two on better terms now?
While you were investigating Vacher's headquarters, it was thanks to her that we were able to turn the tide. I wanted to thank her.
Oh, that's great. Paimon also thought Clarend wasn't actually a bad person.
Anyway, now that the case has finally been solved... Oh, actually, there's still one last thing I need to do.
What is it?
I should pay a visit to my father's grave. And on top of that...
Miss Navia.
Indeed.
Oh, no me digas que tenemos que ir a la tumba del padre para acabarlo, macho.
And in that case, everyone,
Yeah, you're right.
Bueno, pues ya sí que lo voy a dejar por aquí. No hemos podido acabarlo. En el siguiente sí o sí, supongo que eso será el final del acto 2. Es que si no me va a quedar esto interminable, tío. Y luego verás tú para subirlo a YouTube, ¿sabes? A ver si... con un poco de suerte...
Huh? There's some...
Hay alguien.
Why would the
Señoría.
be here? Huh? Navia?
My apologies. I should have...
Don't say...
Sorry about...
Oh, I wanted to show my father how much I've grown, but still...
In that case, I will...
You really could... In any case.
A presentar mis respetos.
Well, there was once a time when I didn't want to believe that there could be anything more... No, rather than that, it's probably more truthful to say I didn't believe humans were capable of resisting the most basic instinct of living things, which is also why I didn't
Pero insisto,
stop your
entonces
father
el
from
juez no es
beginning
humano.
a fateful duel.
¿O cómo es esto?
I believed that a truly innocent man would never throw away his life like that. But Mr. Callis proved me utter, if not
Venga,
for
vale.
his sacrifice. Mr.
Vale.
Callis made the choice he did for his daughter. And in the end, from a
Claro que
justice
sí.
that's higher than... So, you asked me why I came here. I just wanted to say my apologies to Mr. Callis.
Muy bien,
This
ya has pedido
regret has
perdón.
filled me with a sadness.
Todos contentos.
That high and mighty chair in the opera Epicles indeed insulates one from many important things.
Vale.
Spina di Rosula, thank you so much.
Spina di Rosula. Y entrar enfadado con usted, todos felices, todos perdonados, todos nos perdonamos unos a otros.
Sorry about that.
Didn't I just...
So Navia, let's
Venga,
not
muy bien.
disturb them for now. We can wait till after.
Eso, nosotros ya vendremos más tarde. Param, pom, 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 pom. Y aquí acaba el acto 2. Espero.
Paimon's never paid respects at someone's grave before. Oh no. Anyway, Nervalette is still standing around there.
Lo voy a dejar por aquí. Lo voy a dejar por aquí, porque es que si no a lo mejor este me manda a otra conversación, luego a otra y otra y otra y otra. Y esto... no. Lo siento, gente, espero que os haya gustado. Muchas gracias por ver el vídeo de corazón. Así que nada, sed buenas, sed buenos, sed felices. Nos vemos en el próximo y acabamos el acto 2 de una vez. Chao, chao.